So this is the big one, the grandiose review. This is going to be 10 minutes, isn't it? No, my luck estimating video lengths, it's going to be 8 minutes. And this is just padding. How could you tell? Hello fine people of the internet. That's right, it's time. After a year of working on this video, I've got something to show for it. And if a year of work can't make this good, nothing can. With that said, let's get straight into Odyssey. So yes, I'm doing Odyssey. Kind of a low-key indie game from 2017. I don't expect you to have played it. Honestly, this Mario guy can never take off. I mean, a fat Italian guy can't sell you games. Nintendo. Either way, Odyssey's a 3D collectathon with a heavy emphasis on collect. With the game having over 900 collectible power moons and even more purple and regular coins scattered across the game's many kingdoms. So for the first time in history, I'm putting more than minimal effort into a video because I'm actually going to cover a game's story. I'm sorry, child. That wasn't meant to happen. So we start out with Mary fighting Yowza, and for once the pudgy plumber is bested up close and personal by the old turtle. After doing this, Mary is ground into beef, caramelised and simmered into a nice stew for the wedding. Wait, that can't be right. If that was right, then this game would be shorter than my attention span. Oh my god, it's Sonic Forces! So Mary is actually thrown down into Tim Burton land, where he comes across Constantinople. It's the best I had, okay? So this hat lad helps our man Mary get on top of a top hat-shaped mountain by possessing a frog. This shows the god both has a sick sense of humour and that Mary is dead, as all living things can't just body hop like a goose. Geese are well known for being able to possess living things and objects. Actually, I need to exercise my VHS copy of Lion King weekly now. I think it's about that time. Mary finds a rabbit lad atop the comical mountain, also donning the kingdom's national headwear, a top hat. This fool challenges Mary in combat, only to be quickly turned into a rabbit pie. After this, Mary and Constantinople head off to the Cascade Kingdom to hotwire some chumps ride. Upon arriving in the Cascade Kingdom, Mary must scale a less tower-like, less dapper, overall less cool mountain to find a real hunk of mama and a precious little poochie. Mary uses this animal to attack her before stealing her jewellery and jacking a ride. One time I jacked some chumps ride. Well, I say jacked, but it wasn't really locked. And I say ride, but it was about the size of this and in the shape of Nunu from the Teletubbies. So Mary and his helpful headwear mount yet another top hat to make a great journey from the land before time to Sombrero Central. Upon arrival, Mary is shown that global warming is indeed a myth, because Mexico should be getting hotter, but it isn't. Take that science, I just proved the facts. Either way, Mary proceeds into a rather upbeat town, despite the rather dire weather-related circumstances. There are some ruins you can goof off in, like 79 power moons on the way to the next rabbit hat amalgam of a boss. There's also an inverted pyramid with a pretty nifty 2D section where you flip the gravity like some sort of gravity flipper. Either I'm stupid and fail geography, or Nintendo doesn't know the difference between Mexico and Egypt. Who cares, it's a great set piece. Anyway, after the climactic battle I remember cheating through on a live stream, the harsh Mexican night sets in, bringing the cold, crippling gambling addiction, and mummies. Seriously, did Wedgie fail geography? Mary and Constantinople must head under the inverted pyramid to find hell itself, now conveniently frozen over since Satan moved into Luigi's mansion. They find the one guy who didn't desert, who clearly has Aztec origin. Heck no, they had pyramids too. Call it off, Wedgie ain't the chump, I'm the chump. Wedgie, not a chump. Me, massive chump. Either way, you possess his hands and fist him in the face. After liberating the last damned souls from hell, Mary decides he needs to build a wall and heads off to one of 2 new kingdoms to raise funds from his local investors. Mary rocks up to this totally swinging pool party where I decide I can't be asked to play the game the intended way and sequence break so I can kill yet another underwhelming rabbit-themed boss and leave, because unsurprisingly Nintendo knows no one likes water levels, so they kept this world shorter than my attention. Holy heck, is that Sonic Forces again! 4 hours of one pitifully bad Sonic game later, Mary decides that he hates the nature Sonic so righteously fights for. Heading to Woodland's Adventure Park to mush the wildlife into a fine putty he can rub into his moustache, because only deer blood can give it that finish. Upon arrival, I decide I'm bored of the game limiting my creativity and completely skip the Sphinx chit-chat for a more direct approach. After doing some much needed gardening with Constantinople, Mary finds the last original raving rabbit and takes him on a leisurely stroll. They talk out their differences, and Mary comes to terms with the fact that Peach has moved on and the crash wasn't his fault. But he can't accept Waluigi's fate, ending the game with a rather dark implied suicide. After Breath of the Wild changed the expectations of everyone for what a Zelda game could be, Miyamoto pushing the envelope with Mario and basically making it Silent Hill, you know, subtly tackling all these really dark subject matters. It's just amazing the lengths they're willing to go for the Switch. Now, I had to kill the boss in like 30 seconds. It was easy peasy lemon squeezy. After this, I begin my ascent to the great flower field in the sky, aka Heaven. That's right, Odyssey takes Mary round the bloody block. Heaven, Hell, the original trilogy. Whilst he's there, he even turns into an onion and murders an unsuspecting gardener just trying to do his job and pick the overwhelming surplus of flowers. After faffing in the woods for no longer than required, Mary and his hat head off to the bustling Metro Kingdom. Unfortunately, Yowzo and his new waifu appear just before Mary can find his new life in the bustling streets of New Donk. Or they could just play catch with their hats. That's called two, I guess. At least I can finally live out my lifelong dream of giving this ugly turtle turd the 1-2 buckle on my shoe, 3-4 break this man's jaw. Shame Yowzo is a sore bloody loser and has to open fire on us after a good old-fashioned beatdown, sending Mary to a long-forgotten place. That's right, Mary fell straight into my birthday party. But after realising how bad it was, he beat me up and stole my dog. Here Mary finds the effects of littering, a sea of pure poison, showed as purple for dramatic effect. While some kid yells at me to do the Klepto skip, I walk straight into the darn bird's talons, allowing for the foul fouls to pikey Constantinople straight off Mary's head. Then I decide I'm too good for the bloody hat and wander off to collect as many moons as I can without his snivelling booty. Then he gives me these puppy dog eyes and I give in and save him. After finding concerningly large invertebrates, Mary and co decide it's time to leave the Lost Kingdom lost, fearing the massive caterpillars will overrun the world in a matter of minutes. They decide to take refuge from the insects in their original destination before the Yowzo incident, New Donk City. They arrive to find it overrun with bugs. What did I just say? You called me mad, but I knew! I knew the bugs were gonna do this! This is where Mary gets over his fear of bugs to save the ones he loves, heading into the war zone. This isn't stated, but it's full of bloody tanks, clearly an attempt to reclaim the lost territories. This quest leads Mary to scale the high-rising centrepiece of New Donk, the Town Hall, where he finds both a hideous nest for the bugs' army of larvae to pupatate into fully fledged murder machines, and the dastardly queen of insect operations.
An electronic rabbit.
Wait, another bloody rabbit? Now that can't be right, Michael. I'm pretty sure I fought an electric wiggler. Not another rabbit. What do you mean? Michael, you can't... I thought we were friends, Michael.
It's a close case, sir. The leader of Al Sakida must have ended this poor fat boy's life.
What? After laying the beat down on that nasty electric worm, the city is freed and Mary is hired by the council to clean up the streets. This of course means finding pesky musicians scattered around the city and enlisting them into a band. Mary, being a plucky plumber, is then sent underground to fix a power outage. Reggie, you know plumbers aren't electricians, right? Here we'll make you a handy Venn diagram. As we can see, the circles are further apart than my booty cheeks. What? Mary is then invited to a festival where an actual live ape hurls barrels at him for the entertainment of thousands. Constantinople can't even help, as Mary was brutally flattered before meeting the ape, and we all know 2D people can't throw hats. Mary can't stand for this treatment, and takes his leave to greener pastures. Or bubblier waters? What I'm trying to say is the good water level is next. On the serene beaches of the seaside kingdom, you'll find bountiful amounts of fun, sun, and relaxation. Take a stroll along the sandy beaches, play volleyball with the local snowfolk, or take a swig of a hearty glass of sparkling water. Actually, don't do that last one. An overgrown inkling has been resting his sweaty tentacles in the fine glass, giving it a rather odd tang. And I don't mean the tang of Mummy's happiness juice. The best way I could describe it would be the taste of pure Japan. The natives don't take too kindly to the tentacle dip the cheeky blighter is taking in their waters, so they enlist Mary to shoot the corks used by said ugly octopus to give him severe brain damage, assuring his death at the hands of this brutal killer. With the beach back to normal, Nintendo can rest easy knowing the superb looking kingdom has given everyone hope that we might one day get Super Mario Sunshine 2 with these gorgeous graphics. Hell yeah, that was great. I wonder what's next. Oh. I ain't gonna sugarcoat this. This is my least favourite kingdom in the game. It's just a generic snow world, and after the 3-hit wonder of Lost, Metro and Seaside Kingdom, this is a huge letdown. Sorry, I had to make this known. Mary decides he needs to cool off after all that hot tentacle action, so he moseys on over to the Snow Kingdom where, of course, there's a blizzard. He takes refuge in a hole he finds, leading him and his hardened headway for Shavira Town. Here the hole deeper into the complex has been sealed off by Yowza, leading Mary down 4 branching pathways to remove the seals. Down one of these he finds the lanky Boodle he served in a nice wild game stew itching for a rematch. After finally chopping his carrots, Mary is allowed to enter the Shavira Grand Prix. But before that he kills the poison vomit bunny because I forgot which kingdom his rematch was in and putting it here was easier.
Wait, there's a Grand Prix? Hell yeah, I'm a certified Mario Kart expert. Wait, don't you play as a ball? Oh, well, joke's on you! I've played Super Monkey Ball 2. I'm ready for anything.
Mary wipes the floor with the other pathetic racers and bounds his way back to the Odyssey as fast as humanly possible so I never have to come back to this bloody place. Rather predictably, he gets a cold. Serves him right for running around the tundra dressed as a sexy sailor.
Look, we all know the cure for the common cold is a steaming hot jar of Dormeo cheesy tomato pasta bake. This is creamy tomato, don't drink this. It's probably going to make you cold. Well, hell, it might even uncure your vaccines, for God's sake.
This brand doesn't exist in Mary's pitiful universe, so he has to settle for some stupendous stew. He also forgot a spoon, so he bargains with Constantinople until he's allowed to use his concave body as a makeshift stew scooper. No one is surprised when the stew has been stolen from the Luncheon Kingdom by Yowza, and Mary's cold is thus left untreated, leading to a forced game over and a rather abrupt end to a pleasant game.
Damn, really trying to make all their games dark. Dying from a cold is not dark, Wedgie, it's stupid!
Luncheon Kingdom is a lava world disguised as a food world, which is a superior aesthetic if you ask me. Here Mary heads into town to don some traditional Italian garbs, a chef's outfit. Unfortunately, I don't think I bought that, leaving Mary a broken shell of a man. He heads off into the Pepto-Bismol lava seas to plunder the finest bounties they hold. Meat! In a cruel twist of fate, Mary's meat is stolen by a sly bird with a name too punny for even I to pronounce, lest I summon my bird-loving sister. Mary shall not stand for such theft of his property, deciding instead to roast the bird himself. And for once I'm not kidding, Mary straight up drops this bird into a steaming pot of stew to braise for 60 to 70 minutes until registering an internal temperature of 130 degrees.
I knew all those cooking jokes would pay off. Thanks, Babish.
After enjoying the fruits of his labour, Mary sets off again for Yowza, instead crashing into Dark Souls. For obvious reasons I have to cut the gory scenery, but rest assured, I ain't fat wall like some scrub. Next up is Bowser's Kingdom. A kingdom that I thought would come a lot earlier in my streams, but that's because I'm dumb. Mary, being a prominent anime hater, is right at home laying waste to the dizzying heights of Yowza's Weeb Fort. He finally minces the final 2 rabbits who wronged him so long ago before almost catching Yowza with his pants down, but nope! Ultra annoying boss fight with a rabbit neck instead. Boss Loki made me angry.
Thankfully, that's the last of the rabbits I'm going to see. So long, and thanks for all the carrots.
In true Zoo Race fashion, the moon is our next and final kingdom. Here gravity is as low as my enthusiasm and the moons are as useless as sloths. Here we face a gauntlet-like section where our platforming abilities are tested as far as a 2-year-old, because we can't make the game too hard. How would little Timmy play? Mary does get to live out his fantasy of being a bootleg rugby player though. After the long cave, Mary and Constantinople crash Yowza's wedding and proceed to beat up the groom in what is, in all honesty, one of the most disappointing Bowser fights since Sunshine.
And I haven't even beaten Sunshine.
After this, the moon collapses for some reason and Mary gets to live out his lifelong dream of being the fattest Koopa in all the land, laying waste to all which stands in his way, in one of the most hype endings of any Mario game.
And with that, I've completed the entirety of Mario Odyssey's story. What a doozy it was.
Now while there is post-game content, free updates which introduce a plethora of new costumes and moves, I think I've covered enough of the game to give my full opinions. The game
is fun. If it's not fun, why bother?
The story, while not much, serves its function of getting Mario from stage to stage whilst giving all the kingdoms a purpose and great, for the most part, theming. It controls beautifully and Cappy makes so much sense as part of Mario's moveset and an extension of the character. Speaking of Cappy, the unsubtly named Capture ability also has the same great fluid controls for almost every target. Sure, 1 or 2 are a little wonky, but they don't overstay their welcome. In fact, no captures do. The game so fluidly moves from one to the other that one is never exhausted before you're on to the next. This gives each area a distinct feeling. If you're looking for a fun romp on the Switch, you can't do much better.
Well, what's that? I hear you cry like dying sparrows. Well, my next video, I'm going to have to keep that one on the down low for now, kids. Anyways, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching any of my stuff. It's amazing that I've got 1.7k, and each and every one of you is amazing for subscribing. I know you're not all going to watch this, but I don't care. It still means a lot to me. Okay? This is also why I'm going to announce that I'm going to be streaming every Wednesday and Saturday in between video production. Mostly to just get footage for the games, but I still think it could be fun. That being said, I'll see you around. Bye bye!